Hi, I'm Irene Jagla, and this is a practice podcast episode where I interview Muay Thai fighter Phoebe Shen about the ups and downs of her Muay Thai journey. Phoebe is currently an elementary school teacher here in Chicago and finds time in her busy schedule to train, fight, and represent our school, Chicago Muay Thai. Along with all of that, she manages to stay calm, cool, collected, no matter what, and approaches everything with a positive, curious mindset, which I find incredibly inspiring. And I'm really excited to delve into her story today. So, Phoebe, how are you doing?
I'm doing really good. I am excited to be here. It is Friday. I get to have a conversation with my good friend Irene, and I have some iced coffee. So I am feeling good, excited to be here, and also happy it's the weekend.
Yes. Awesome. Okay. So let's start from the beginning. For our audience, we know you're an educator by trade. So how did you get into Muay Thai? Did you do sports in high school, college, or what made you even decide to try martial arts?
Okay, so I get to tell a pretty funny story now about how I started Muay Thai. Okay. So actually, my old roommate and I, Youngin, we were doing a workout at just a regular workout. I did not really do a lot of sports in high school or college. I did 1 year of basketball when I was in high school. And I quit that, unfortunately. So my WNBA journey ended very, very quickly. But then my Muay Thai journey began when my roommate and I, Youngin, we were at the Chicago Athletic Clubs. They used to have a lot of group classes, and we were just doing random workouts, just stretching, people watching and things like that. Yeah. And then we peeked into one of their group fitness boxing classes where they used to have boxing. Okay. And we saw this guy. We were just this guy is pretty cute. And we were just what if we went to that class next week? What if we went to that class next week? And we were just let's do it. So then we both went. He was not there, and then he didn't, and then he hadn't been there since. Yeah. But then both of us, we became roommates through Teach for America. So we're starting our first year teaching journey. And a lot of people say the first year is the worst year of teaching. Both of us were really stressed. So when we got into that boxing class, we actually had a blast. We had no idea what we were doing, but we strapped on the focus mitts, the gloves, and we had a great time. The instructor came up to us. She was like, "You girls hit really hard." And I just remember the next few days, I could barely type because my hands were shaking so much. Yeah. And Youngin felt the same thing. But then eventually I just realized that I really loved boxing, and I felt like it was a great stress relief, especially going through Teach for America, the graduate classes on the side, and also navigating my first year of teaching. Yeah. And I kept on going. Eventually, I wanted to start doing some personal training. I found someone who could do mitts with me. And then I also just kept on asking him questions, being what if I learned how to kick? Do you know anything about kicking? And so he was like, I've done some kickboxing before. So he showed me the basic mechanics of kicking. Eventually it led me being curious about knees and elbows. Yeah. And I was like, those are things in martial arts too, right? And he was like, yeah. And later on, I started to get curious about sparring. So I asked him about sparring. And eventually I was like, I should start taking some group classes. And that is when I found Chicago Muay Thai. Yeah. And I signed up at Chicago Muay Thai. Definitely thinking that I knew what I was doing. But then the reality, once I continued training, showed me that I was very much a beginner still. And I am happy to still be a student of the sport for the past 3 years now. So
For the past 3 years. Okay.
it started off with getting curious about this cute guy that we saw through a window in the Chicago Athletic Club. And it led to the fighting ring.
Yeah. Amazing. Okay. So your first, you had a very important kind of pivotal fight at TBAs in 2023. So from the time like you started at Chicago Muay Thai, you did your first few classes, you were motivated to actually take on a fight at TBAs. And for those of you who don't know, that's Thai Boxing Association. And they do a big tournament every year in Des Moines, Iowa. I don't know why, but it's in Iowa every year, like the third week or last week of June. And everyone from all the different Muay Thai gyms in the US, also Canada, or is it just US?
Canada, we have people from Puerto Rico, Mexico, so all of North America.
So yeah, North America gets together in Des Moines, Iowa to have a long weekend of Muay Thai. And that the 2023 TBAs were a difficult moment on your Muay Thai journey.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about what that was like that year?
Yeah, that was definitely a core memory in my Muay Thai journey. So this was my second fight ever. And my first fight was the CMT Smoker.
Yeah.
And I won that one by the TKO. And then I was feeling confident that I could take on another fight really quickly. So TBAs, that was... I ended up losing that fight by TKO. I was knocked down 3 times and the referee ended up stopping that fight. So I think that it taught me what I really needed. It really takes to be prepared in order to fight. So yeah, I ended up being knocked down 3 times, and I think that I felt a lot of tunnel vision going into that fight. I remember those fluorescent lights in that Des Moines ballroom getting really bright, and that blood just straight rushing to your head, the adrenaline, and I really definitely forgot just kind of like the basics, and I don't think I've been hit so hard. My opponent, all respect to my opponent, her and her husband own a Muay Thai gym. So she's a C-class fighter, but then her and her husband own the gym. So obviously, well, this was one of she had a ton of experience, just didn't have a lot of opportunities to fight. So I kind of went in there on the greener side. But I definitely just remember that I contemplated saying no when the referee asked me if I wanted to continue the fight. I definitely thought, never felt so woozy, never felt so dizzy. But part of me just didn't want to say that I said no. And I'm not really sure if that's just... if there's an element of pride to it, if there's a bit of ego, but I just know that I didn't want to go out of the tournament saying no. My opponent had really heavy hands. I ate her punches on my nose. Thankfully was not concussed. I had a bloody nose, first time having a bloody nose, and I just had some really terrible whiplash and neck pain. Oh my God! So after
when your opponent what knocked you down those 3 times, was it punches? Was it kicks?
Punches. Yeah,
wow. Okay.
Definitely punches.
Okay.
And so I think that was. So some things from after that fight that stood out to me along my journey. I just remember on that way back from Des Moines, that 5-hour road trip from Des Moines back to Chicago. Mika and Jules, my cornermen, who I carpooled with, they stopped by the gym really briefly just to go use the bathroom. And I just remember very much like I did not want to go inside. It was the people from the morning classes were pulling up, and because we drove all night, and I just felt like I felt embarrassed afterwards. I think that there was a bit of shame that I felt because a lot of my teammates did incredibly well. We came home with belts that year, which is also incredible. But I think that it affected my self-esteem and my confidence and my ability and skills in Muay Thai. And so I think going back, I definitely felt like an imposter. Like, oh, yes, I was there and I lost really horribly. My tournament ended in a way that I didn't want it to end that year. And it felt really public because people, follow along. They celebrate it on social media. And even though it's okay not to care, it's okay not to follow everything so closely, I think I definitely allowed it to affect my confidence that year. So I also did not fight for a full year after that tournament. Mika and Jules were encouraging me to, sign up for a promotion fight, kind of test myself again. But then I definitely didn't want to almost put myself through that again. And I really felt like I went back to the drawing board for who I wanted to be and how I wanted to compete. So yeah, losing in 2023 at that TBA's fight, it definitely rattled me.
Yeah. And for listeners, this is actually kind of a huge thing. The feeling of shame and like how heavy that must have been to feel like you can't even go into the gym, because like for us, I mean, for me, for sure, the gym is like one of my favorite places.
Definitely.
Like it's welcoming, it's fun. I'm always excited to go there. Like I can't imagine a scenario in which I would be like I can't go in there.
Right.
So you must have felt like really, really deeply fucked up in order to feel like I can't even like set foot in here.
Right. I definitely did for a while. I let myself, I think it's also important to acknowledge that and just kind of let yourself take a break when you need it. Yeah. And it's good I think it was good to kind of like, it's good to have exposure therapy, kind of throw yourself back in there. I'm an advocate for ripping off the Band-Aid when needed too. Yeah. But at the same time, fighting is so draining and it is so scary. Yeah. And it confronts you with yourself. Yep. And any core wounds that you might have. And with your own, you get confronted with everything, like your own insecurity. Yeah. Your willingness to try. And you get confronted with, I don't know, cowardice in a way too. It's like, are you going to run away from this scenario, or are you going to also try to adjust to it and acknowledge it and move on and move forward? And I think also when I went back, I went back, clearly, since it's been over 2 years. Yeah. I think that I also realized that you're only as self-conscious as you are. No one is people don't really remember that or hold it against you or hold it over you. And I think that actually people respect you more if you're willing to show back up after a loss. I think people respect that a lot more. And when I went back, then I realized it was just another day and we could still keep training and still keep getting better. So it definitely shook me though. Yeah. and it was a difficult experience. And honestly, one thing that I would share is that I had the video. I actually purchased the video of that fight just to make sure, because I told myself, like, I want to confront this part of it too and watch it eventually. I did not watch that video for probably 2 years.
Oh, really?
I did not. I would kind of scrub through it like you can on a smartphone and see those clips of it, but I did not sit down and watch it in its entirety for 2 years. And
wow,
I actually did I was talking to my therapist about this, and we meet virtually. So, but then I took one session. It was actually before a previous fight, and she was just like, let's just sit down and like have you watch it. So I just watched it and kind of confronted an old version of myself that I needed to just like forgive. Yeah.
So what did it feel like watching that back?
Oof. I was like, we can speak to this later about this last weekend as well, but it was painful. I think that you never want to see yourself.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, getting knocked down is a painful experience. And watching that, it sucked.
Yeah.
And I think that fighting is brutal in the sense that there's just all this other media going on as well. They have professional photographers there who either capture your best or your worst moments.
Right.
And I was essentially part of someone else's highlight reel for a while. And one thing is they were passing out those photo cards just to be like, this is my website. And I was like, that was me with me getting my head knocked back on that photo card. And that shit was getting passed out to everybody at the tournament. And thankfully, if you didn't know it's me, it's like some people couldn't really identify that as me because it's like not full shot in my face.
Yeah.
But then I knew, and I was just like, I took that out of that goodie bag. Like, let me throw this away.
Unbelievable.
It's brutal in that sense. It definitely is brutal. You have to kind of accept that. Yeah, it's really difficult. So I was just like, I can't believe that this is it. But thankfully, some people were just like, oh, I didn't even realize that was you. And I think that's also part of the self-conscious. We're just self-conscious of ourselves. And, that's part of human nature. So it's like you realize so many things that other people might only give a cursory glance to. So fighting is also all about like how we define. It's all how we define the experience too. True.
Yeah, that's, I think for, because you mentioned imposter syndrome, and that definitely is a story that you tell yourself about why you're not like worthy of something. So let's, for newbies to Muay Thai or people who've been doing it for a while and are like preparing for the first fight, what advice, like, at some point people are going to experience that, right?
Yes.
So what do you wish that maybe someone had told you before that fight, or any like tidbit piece of advice to help people not have that experience that you had?
Oh, yeah. I personally have to shout out my therapist for sure.
Yes. I shout out to all the therapists.
Yes. Muay Thai is therapeutic, but it is not therapy.
Right.
And I think that it's definitely very cyclical. I think you build confidence through the sport. And then that confidence can also feed into other aspects of your life. I think that with imposter syndrome and Muay Thai, you can't expect Muay Thai to fix your confidence if you're not willing to invest in yourself as well and kind of dive into your own psychological needs, I would say.
Yeah.
And I think that Muay Thai has helped me build my self-esteem.
Yeah.
And I think having a strong sense of who you are and self-esteem is really the best way to combat imposter syndrome, because you know who you are, you know what work and what training you put into your skills in the sport are. And I would say consistency with Muay Thai can help with your imposter syndrome. So keep on training. Surround yourself with people who you know will give you honest feedback. And trust that feedback, because I think it's easy to also be like, oh, they're just telling me that my kick was strong because they're being nice. But then if this is someone who you really trust, their feedback, it's like they're not bullshitting you. They're not trying to comfort you and make you feel better.
Right.
It's like they actually meant that kick felt good. And you can take that as a win and do it again. So really surrounding yourself with people who can build you up and give you that honest feedback. And take the feedback is definitely how we can combat that imposter syndrome, because everyone belongs in the gym, no matter what level you are, and no matter your goal, whether it's fitness or whether it's competition. So
the imposter syndrome, what you went through was kind of like the mental part, but we know that Muay Thai is a marriage of like the mental and the physical. If you can tell us a bit about like the kinds of like foods that you have to eat while you're in like working up to a fight. Basically, my question is, and I think other people are like wondering about this too, is you know, I've seen people are literally just eating like grilled chicken. Here's some broccoli. Here's a little bit of brown rice. And that to me sounds horrific. I mean, I'm fine. Like, look, I went through a phase where I would just eat like a tuna packet for lunch and like some carrots and like peanut butter. But that's because I'm just like sitting by my laptop and I don't have time. I'm not going to run out to Sweet Green and like get something nice, whatever. So like as a fighter, as you're training, what foods do you have a routine of like eating nutrition where you've narrowed down to a point where you know what you like and you know what's good and you know that it's going to fuel you, or is it really just drudgery where you fucking hate it? Like you do not want to drink another protein shake, but you have to. Like, it seems like it sucks. So just tell us more about, does it suck? Does it not? How do you make it suck less?
I think that, it definitely doesn't suck and it doesn't have to. But then I think that for me personally, I have used a lot of different like ready-made meal kits like Factor. It's okay. I think that I like the convenience aspect of it and also knowing the what's inside of it. It can get really expensive. So it's like I view it as an investment within the fight camp itself. And I found different snacks that I enjoy. But I think that something that I'm learning recently, following a lot of different elite athletes and seeing, although, of course, this is not nutrition advice, and the elite athletes are following plans from their nutritionist, so it's definitely not one size fits all. But I really think that there is a lot more education about how athlete nutrition it can get to the really monotonous, the drudgery side of it, where it's plain chicken breast, broccoli, and that stuff. But then people are also realizing that you can fit in really nutritious foods that will fuel your workouts, that also taste good and have variety in it. So I've had the opportunity to work with a sports dietitian. We had 2 calls, so it wasn't exactly in depth, but then I've learned that I can eat things like, I need my carbohydrates. A lot of people actually cut those out. It's like you need carbohydrates to help fuel your body. And I think that I've gone to learn through bad weight cuts, like what works well for me and what doesn't. So part of it is also just realizing that when you're actually under eating and under fueling, it affects your performance, and you're actually going to struggle to lose that weight that you really need to get off of you in order to compete, because your body is starving, your body is stressed out. It's going to hang on to that weight because it thinks that it's starving. So I've learned to like fuel myself using like a more balanced eating, and I think what's helped the most is tracking it using an app. I use Chronometer to help me track my food and my intake. And tracking isn't fun either, but it definitely helps. And I think you realize that it doesn't take as much time out of your day as you think it would. And you get this information on what you need. So I've been on the side of thinking I need to do so much restriction, and I'm limited to the skinny stuff, the plain chicken breast, the skinny popcorn and things like that. But actually realizing that, your body, if you're training for a fight, your body needs that appropriate fuel sources. So I've learned that some things that I love when I am training. So that Dave's Killer Bread from Costco.
Okay.
A slice of that in the morning. You can get some eggs to go along with it.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of what I eat during fight camp, but
what's like something good that you enjoy and look forward to during fight camp?
A lot of yogurt. I personally love yogurt.
Sure.
Throw in some chia seeds. You still need fiber when you're training. Mix in some protein powder. You'll help you hit your protein goals. Put a lot of fruit on it. Acai bowls.
Yes.
Some smoothies. So you do need
Victor acai bowls. It's a thing with us. Okay.
Oh, the pronunciation of it?
No, just my obsession with them.
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah.
Just learning about balanced eating. Okay. And I've also found a lot of like protein bars that I enjoy. Okay. So those can definitely go on the drudgery side, but then I found this protein brownie that I actually like am still eating even though I'm not in camp anymore.
Okay.
It's from a brand called Elavi, I think. Elavi.
Okay.
The birthday cake flavor is delicious.
Okay.
Love a good protein brownie. So
okay.
I think that fighting, the physical side just really taught me that to be conscientious. I think being really aware of how you're feeling each day, how much you're eating. And I think people say martial artists are very aware of their bodies. You get very intimately connected with it because that's your tool for the sport.
Yeah.
And so it's important to be aware of what you're putting inside of it. So
yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So that's what you're like, putting into your body. There's things that are happening to your body during Muay Thai. And that means injuries. So I know that you have kind of a track record with injuries. So there was one that happened recently. Wasn't it like August?
Yes.
You broke your toe. So tell us like about that and then like the recovery process.
Yes. In August, I broke my toe during training, and the track record is very much true. Unfortunately, it's so depressing that it's almost a running joke at the gym.
You wear a boot a lot.
I wear a boot a lot.
With the boot a lot.
I have had 4 broken toes thus far.
And is it you break them when you're sparring and you hit like someone's elbow, or do you remember like where your toe impacted someone?
Yes. They are all off of kicks too, and pretty much all off the elbow. I would say it is
Yeah.
all off the elbow.
Yeah. I broke my toe off someone's elbow as well.
Elbow pads. This is why elbow pads, even if you're not sparring, even if you're not clinching, elbow pad, even if everyone thinks we need elbow pads only for clinch, but elbow pads also protect your partner. So wear elbow pads.
Elbow pads. Okay, so tell us about the most recent like injury and the recovery process from that.
Yeah, that was difficult. I was injured during a fight camp for a fight in Minnesota.
Right.
And it was during some extra sparring rounds after intermediate class. I teeped an elbow and I felt it crack.
Yep.
And I was just like, this can't be happening. I was just like, I think I was about 3 weeks out from that fight. I had tickets booked for this flight. I went to get all my physicals done, my blood work, made sure all that paperwork was done. We were prepared for it. And it was just, I just remember it being devastating. I was like, there's no way. But then my toe was pointed the wrong way. I was just like, it should not be pointed this way. It didn't hurt immediately, but I knew from previous, I was like, it's going to start hurting later.
Yeah. And it's not going to hurt immediately because after you've been like training and sparring, whatever, like there's blood flow and there's adrenaline, whatever. It's like a little bit after when like the pain
sets in and your body is also just shocked. You're just like, we had a bone just crack right now. So like, it doesn't know what, like you physically aren't processing what's happening either. So unfortunately I had to withdraw from that fight, and I was definitely really looking forward to it. Had a game opponent and who we might still fight next year, but we will see. That was gonna be my first fight with no shin guards. And it's gonna be in a cage too.
Okay.
But unfortunately, just because of like health and safety, I had to withdraw. That was it was really difficult. I think it's like you've put in so much time and preparation into something, and you're looking forward to it no matter the outcome. And having to just stop for a moment and take time away from the gym. I think that from my experience having broken toes previously, it's also definitely difficult to it's hard to work out. There's ways around it, but you realize once you break your toes, you need your feet and your toes for a lot.
Pretty important.
They're pretty important.
They're like the underdogs of the body.
Exactly. They're there for balance. It's such a small bone.
Yeah.
I feel a little ridiculous when it's just like, I broke my toe and now I can't, this is out.
You're incapacitated.
In a lot of ways. So like I tried, after letting it heal for a couple weeks, I've tried swimming before. That's out.
Oh.
Because you're flapping your feet in the water.
It's still, some flex. Yeah. That's not going to work.
Yeah. Swimming is out. Biking is okay. But then personally, it's not my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
Running is out.
Yeah.
A lot of jumping.
Yeah.
You can lift and do all that. Yeah. But it's just not the same. So it was they take about 6 to 8 weeks to heal for a broken toe and a broken bone.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a lot of ways to train around injury, but also at the same time, there's nothing wrong with just letting your body get the rest it needs.
Yeah.
And thankfully, I had some incredible friends who really stepped in and supported me, even when I had the injury, and they just made sure that I was taken care of. So I do want to just talk about my best friends, Zen and Civilize. When they came literally the moment after it happened, you know, it's like they came out. It's like my friend Emily, she went and like got them immediately, and I was still processing, just like, oh, I know it's broken. But they're like, you like go home first. We'll come with you to urgent care to see if you can get some x-rays and really confirm if it is or isn't. So after I showered, they like literally picked me up. They're like, we're going to take you to urgent care. They were all closed. And they weren't ready for x-rays. I would have had to wait for a really long time.
What's the point of an urgent care if it's closed?
Our broken American healthcare system. It's really sad.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
I went the day after that, but then they checked in on me. They made sure I was okay, and we hung out a lot while I was recovering. So I definitely would not have. I think that injury, when you're training so hard for something, it is easy. I think a lot of people say a lot of athletes will like put their identity in their sport. And once it's all of a sudden taken away, you realize like, what do I do with myself? What do I do with all this free time? So it's so important to have like a community around you who can support you and show that they love and care about you outside of this. And I wouldn't have made it here without them. And they're still so important to me to this day. So shout out to them. I think you need people around you, and it's so easy to withdraw because the gym is such a social space, and when you're like, oh, I can't train, I can't take class, it's so easy to just be like, I'm just not gonna go. But it's also good to be around people.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's actually, you know, kind of our final point for today is, you know, amidst injuries and imposter syndrome and crazy like weight cuts and whatever, the one really amazing positive thing with Muay Thai, I mean, I can definitely, our gym, I don't know about like but our gym, is the like incredible community that comes out of that. So, you know, Zen and Civil helped you through your injury and the most recent like broken toe that you had. But like, what are some other ways that Muay Thai community has like shown up for you in your life?
So many ways. I am so grateful to the community at the gym, and there's some really amazing people. I'm like right here, right now. This is an example of community. But one that comes to mind is definitely after the most recent fight on Freedom.
Right.
I had the chance to fight in Hammond, Indiana last Saturday. And unfortunately, I took the L, but it was against a very strong opponent. She's incredible. She did a great job, and she got the win. And afterward, I also want to, I think that I'm still definitely processing a lot of it too, but so many people just texted me. So many people checked in on me. Davin and Ishana came over there and they brought me food, and it was just so nice to hang out with them. I think that this is still definitely like fresh. But then also it's like I've been down this road before. I'm not a stranger to losing. And I think that I've taken some time off of the gym to, I hate when they say it at work, but remember my why. So I've taken some time off.
Oh, yes.
I've taken some time off to remember my why. But they showed up. They brought me food. We watched a movie and just like hung out.
Good.
And they, I think that when people can show up for you in that way, because honestly, I kind of did feel that like, I don't really want to go back to the gym yet. Feeling kind of similar to 2023. Like, I might not be ready to go back in and start training again. Not only because if someone hits me in the nose, I will start bleeding everywhere. But I think there was also the emotional part of it. But then so many people are just like, remind me, it's like we all love each other outside of competition. It's only a part of who we are, and it's not everything.
True.
But the community is definitely everything. So doing small stuff like, they show when everyone shows up to all these fights and they cheer so hard.
We go all the way to Indiana. Stinky, desolate Indiana.
You forgot
drive
historic Hammond, Indiana.
Historic. Oh God, I'm sorry, everyone. I have friends from Indiana.
We love you, Indiana.
Aware of this. We love you, Indiana. It's just.
We love you can use elbows in Indiana.
Yes, that's the good part of it. But the community aspect of Muay Thai is really funny because I think it brings a lot of different kinds of people together that I probably wouldn't like interact with or be 100% with, like, you know,
completely agree.
In a regular life, like outside the gym. It's just a lot of like eccentric little like personalities, and then people get together and it's fun and hilarious and weird. And you know, the gym itself, like you walk in there, there's always like some music playing, people are hanging out, people are doing like serious training, like focus, discipline, you know, they're dedicating a lot of time and effort to something. And then you have people just like doing backflips or hanging out with the dogs or like whatever. So it's really incredible. It's really fun. Like it's just such a gift. So, but back to, I want to talk a little, we have a few more minutes. I want to talk a bit more about the Hammond about like the most recent fight. So what have your thoughts been since then as you've been like reflecting on it?
So many thoughts.
We got 15 minutes.
Okay, yay. Wow, I get to process it with you along with my therapist on Sunday.
Yes.
I have an appointment with her on Sunday. She will hear all about it. I think that, this is me jokingly saying I'm glad the community was not going to let me quit Muay Thai quietly. So I think that with it's easy to kind of just say like, oh, I want to quit this. I want to stop. Even just because I lost my fight and I'm reflecting on so many things. This fight was a lot of new experiences. So I think that now that I'm thinking about it, I'm more willing to, like, we all have to forgive the past versions of ourselves and to really embrace them, because they wouldn't have, you wouldn't be here now without them. There's a concept that my therapist, Dr. Singleton, she introduced me to. It's the concept of shadow work. And there's it's just really starts off with like Carl Jung, and like we all have a shadow self and the ego, I believe. And only when you embrace the shadow, that's when you truly can become whole. And that shadow is so many things that we try to repress. So those different desires, maybe the past versions of yourself that you're ashamed of, you know, like your childhood, things that happened in your childhood, desires that you might not want to acknowledge now. So I think that it was a lot of new experiences. There's my first time fighting without shin guards, which was exciting, and I was so scared of it too.
I know it.
I think that I've watched too many of those videos where someone kicks and gets their kick checked, and then they stumble back and their whole shin is bent in half and they just tumble back. Terrified of that. But that's definitely, but I also tell myself children fight in Thailand and they fight without shin guards and they're okay. So we can do that too. My first time getting braids before a fight, getting my hair actually done. I've just done it myself and it always looked a bit of a mess. I actually went out and got some braids done, and we'll definitely do it again. I think.
It helps like to keep everything out of your face and like, so it doesn't bother. Yeah. It's important.
It looks a lot nicer.
And it's cute. Yeah.
And it's cute.
That too.
A lot. I was definitely one of the first times where I was towards the beginning of the fight card. I've always been kind of closer to the middle, or in TBAs, I'm always one of the last ones who has to go. So I'm waiting anxiously the whole day, and I almost get kind of like used to that.
Yeah.
And so that day kind of being like, okay, we all get there. Y'all get checked out by the doctor. Go get some go get your gloves on because you're number 4.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is so soon. The turnaround was fast. Didn't really get a chance to like get some Thai oil on beforehand either. So I think that it was a lot of new experiences to kind of take in. And I think that I almost don't want to say that though, because it almost feels like I'm blaming the new experience. In a way, I conceptualize it as like blaming the new experience. Okay. I didn't win because it was my first, but at the same time, like it's a lot of new variables.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think that, afterwards I had to take some time to remember my why for why I want to continue. But I think, again, it's, I'm no stranger to losing. Yeah. People will respect that you're willing to come back. I think that actually at the same time, there's nothing wrong if I decide I want to end the journey here. But right now, I think that, I guess I don't. I think I would love to see what I can learn from this experience, technique and skills wise, and bring it into the next time I compete. Mika and Jules both want me to lift more.
Okay.
They think that, not that I didn't lift for this camp, they really, but I think that it's also a personal goal to lift and develop that side of physicality for the sport, because lifting for women is important for so many reasons. And also it's your armor. It helps you withstand the heavy blows in the sport. So I think there are a lot of changes that I hope to implement. And I will also be honest, I have also still not watched this fight back myself yet. So
you're not going to like hide it away for another 2 years and like...
It won't be another 2 years. Okay. I will take my time before I watch this fight again. But then I will definitely watch it soon. But maybe not yet.
That's fine. So can I ask, what was your strategy going into Saturday? How, in terms of like, did you watch your opponent's like previous fights and develop a strategy based on that? Or how did you like approach it?
I did watch some of her most recent fights, and they were all excellent. She's a very skilled fighter. I would say that there wasn't as much of a like directed game plan, like you're going to do this. I think that also might be something we bring back to the drawing board for future fights. Whether or not I want to come in with a strategy based off the opponent. But I think this time around, it was kind of like what can really optimizing what I can bring to the table, like what skills I'm good at. So really working on that like long range.
Your jab is really good.
Oh, thank you.
And your teeps, yes.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's like I feel like I wasn't able to showcase that as much as I wanted to. But that is the name of the game. But I think that it definitely was like really focusing like what am I good at, because you also, when you face your opponent in the ring, like they also might bring a completely different version of themselves. Fighting is such an unpredictable sport. So you can study them all you want, but then they can also switch things up just like that too. Their corner might see some differences and might call for something different. So I think I was definitely more focusing on like okay, what can I do? But I think that next time in the future, it'll be a mix of both. So yeah.
Yeah, amazing. So I want a little bit about like the weightlifting. Did you talk with Mika and Jules yet about like specifically what kinds of weightlifting or like what that routine is going to look like, or you haven't like gotten quite there yet?
Mika's been wanting me to lift for the longest time.
He wants everyone to lift more. Yes.
And I like to use my sessions with him for Muay Thai more because I enjoy his pad holding.
Yeah, yeah.
But then, and I think that it's a little, I will say I don't do it as like a directed lifting. So I'll like just pick up the dumbbells, like let me try do some heavier curls, but it's never like a focused regimen. So I think that they definitely will have a lot of ideas for me.
Yeah.
And maybe a plan to follow as well later on. So
yeah, because I think, I mean, this could be like for whatever your future fight is, if you incorporate in, have you like to build up to the fight on the 18th?
Yeah.
Did you have specific weightlifting days, just dedicated weightlifting days for you?
I think that long story short, no. Okay. I think that it was hard to kind of fit it into the training schedule.
It is. I don't know how people do it. Like I've seen people do it and I'm like, but then it's like you're there all the time. You need to do like the cardio and then the, pad work, bag work, and then it's like
it's a lot.
Yeah.
And every fight is a huge time commitment.
Yeah.
So I think that I was training, like doing skills training like 6 days out of the week, and then just like one day is rest.
Yeah.
So one day I might pop into the regular gym and like lift some weights here and there, but it wasn't,
because Lord knows no one's putting away the weights at our gym. Coach Jeff.
All right, rest. RIP to the landmine extension. RIP.
Oh my God, it's just nonstop. But so when is your next? Do you want to fight? Is there going to be a prime in like February?
The next prime is January 31st.
Okay.
And I have not put my name in, but I'll consider it.
Okay.
I think that there is Grand Nationals out in Delaware in March.
Right.
So that's another tournament, and then TBAs again in June. And I think that I would love to do another promotional fight. I think with my schedule as a teacher, it's always easier. Summer is definitely my preferred time to fight and compete. But then, as you can see, sometimes life doesn't pan out the way you want it to. You might break your toe in the summer and have to cancel your fight in August and end up fighting in October instead. So things definitely don't always go the way we plan.
No.
Very unpredictable sport, but we're here because we love it.
Yeah.
Or at least we think we do.
They've convinced us that we do, which I think for the next conversation, maybe we can talk about whether or not Muay Thai is a cult. Have you had this like conversation?
No, not directly. Is it a cult?
No, because I have talked to like Sabrina about, or like, other random people at like fights. I'm like, is this a cult? But then I don't think it is, because like one of the definitions of cult is like you have a leader that everyone adheres to and like kind of worships, whatever, like doesn't question the leader. I think we question Jim and Mazen pretty openly.
Yes.
So it's like a dialogue. Like we're not, and then people train at like different gyms and whatever. So, but it's also like we're obsessed with it.
We're obsessed
and it's
with
our
it.
Personality.
But you're
become our personality.
You're also allowed to leave if you need to.
Yeah.
So
yes.
Yeah. A cult will punish you or something like that.
Yeah.
If you do. So
yeah. There's repercussions.
There's repercussion.
Yeah. So no repercussions here. I think we're good. We've covered the topics. There's 2 minutes left. So I don't, do you have anything that you want to like, you can speak like directly to Zen and Civil because they're going to be listening to this if you have like a special message for them.
Yeah. Well, funny thing, Zen, we were in New York in March, and me, Zen, Civil, and Sam Wrong, we're all just talking about, it's like the last night before we all leave, go back to Chicago, and they're just like, Phoebe, you should have a podcast. And I'm like, look at this. I'm on the other side because I'm being interviewed, but you
can have your own though.
I'm so grateful for Irene this is an amazing experience. I didn't realize how nerve-wracking part of it could be to think, but this was so much fun. So it happened in a different form, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I miss you guys.
At, like,
all the cameras.
This is my camera. If I look at this one, I don't know what the deal is going to be, but yeah.
So much fun. Thank you, Irene.
Yes,
for having me.
Cool. All right. I think we're good. Thank you for tuning in, and more talk about Muay Thai in the future and probably relationships and dating, because that's what I gotta focus on with the Green Flag podcast.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
And I guess we're done. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.